All right, so this whole rant started. I made a couple of other videos just now based on some political views that I have, and I'm not going to post them because I don't think people can handle or will listen to reason or common sense. I don't even know if those are the right words. They just won't hear you out anymore. Nobody wants to hear anybody else out. It's either this is black and white polarization, and if you say the wrong thing, people just are going to completely discount you and not listen to everything else that you say. They're just going to argue about everything else that you say because based on whatever your political leanings are, they're going to either completely agree with you or completely disagree with you about everything else that you say. All right. So that said, I'm not going to go into the whole Hillary thing. The three-party system we do not have. We have a two-party system, and I'm going to leave it at the fact that even though I didn't like Hillary, I regret not voting for her. I voted for a third party when it was her versus Trump, and let's not do that again, because we can't afford that kind of shit anymore. We have to realize that this is a two-party system, like it or lump it. It was a hard lesson to learn. Okay, I have said too much again, but back to the rant that I have. Oh my God, it's fucking cold. Back to my rant. So on The View, another topic that they had was why millennials are deciding not to have children. And it got into how difficult it is. We're in a very difficult time. And I think that it's a lot deeper than they went into on The View. I have a lot of ideas about it myself, but when it was brought up, okay, I know lots of millennials. I'm not a big fan of millennials. I'm a Gen Xer. Really, I'm not a big fan of boomers at all. And but yeah, I'm a Gen Xer, and I'm pretty much basically a Gen X hippie. Okay, I don't give a shit about a lot of things, but I do give a shit about some things. And the things that I do give a shit about, I have a lot of passion about those things. Okay, so millennials. Going back to millennials, I know millennials, and I know they're softer and whinier and whatever than us Gen Xers. And I mean, there's reasons for that. They have valid reasons for being who they are. And okay, so the whole Whoopi Goldberg thing. Now here we go again. So they're talking about millennials and how difficult it is to buy a house, to afford a house. And if you can't afford a house, how can you afford a family and all that kind of stuff? And many of them are choosing not to have a family because it's so fucking unaffordable. And Whoopi Goldberg interjected with, well, back in my day, okay, no, first she said, millennials think that they're going to get everything by working 4 hours a week, and you can't work for 4 hours a day. You can't work 4 hours a day and think that you're going to earn anything. And back in her day, they knew how to work for things, and they worked for things, and that's how they got things. Fuck off, Whoopi. No, you are such an out of touch boomer that it is not even fucking funny. Okay, I'm a Gen Xer, and I even know how hard it is. Okay, and my generation, there were a lot of people that were lucky enough to get in under the radar or under that last time crunch where working a regular job or actually for our generation, it needed 2 incomes. So 2 incomes could get you a house, right? So a 2-income family, you could buy a house. And that is becoming farther and farther from reality. It's becoming so far out of reach for so many people. And let me give you an example, okay? So I'm 53 years old, and I was lucky enough to run some family businesses while my Gen Z kids were younger. And I have a college degree in history, and I am by no means a stupid woman, okay? I research a lot. I do a lot of reading and educating myself, and I know quite a bit about a lot of things. And the things that I do, I am very good at. Unfortunately, some of the things that I am the best at are not the things that I love, such as business administration or bookkeeping. All right? So, I have begrudgingly done some of those jobs throughout the years. And then 2020 came and everything crashed down around us. And then I went through 2 major personal losses in my life. And it sent me into this tailspin where then I said, well, fuck it. I'm going back to the service industry, right? Service industry is not where I want to be stuck. Don't get me wrong, okay? The service industry can be a very good career. You can make a lot of money. You can buy a house, but it doesn't come with things such as insurance. In most cases, it doesn't come with paid time off. It doesn't come with 401ks. It doesn't come with retirements. So there's a lot of bang for the buck in some ways, but it doesn't have the long-term stability that I, as a 53-year-old, really wish I had. And so recently, an opportunity came up, which I thought would be amazing, right? I thought, wow, this would be a dream job. And it was as an executive administrative assistant to a director of a non-for-profit agency. And I thought, wow, this is right up my alley. Okay, it's as the assistant to the director, I would have a lot more wiggle room where I'm not just staring at a computer all day. I know my worth. That particular position in New York State averages about $78,000 a year. So I could comfortably do that and get rid of the waiting tables, and that would be great, right? I did a little research on the company. It's a non-for-profit. The director, who I would have been the direct assistant to, she makes over $200,000 a year, salary and bonuses. So you would think that a company that's paying its director over $200,000 a year would have ample funds to pay the other employees properly. And then I found out that the position that they were offering, which came with a great deal of responsibility and required a great deal of experience, pays $45,000 a year. That equates to $23 an hour. And $43,000 a year used to sound good, but $23 an hour doesn't even equate to what minimum wage should be, which is $26 an hour. And it sure as hell is not going to pay my bills, right? So this is all part of the problem in this country. I don't know how to save any of these or fix any of these problems, but I know that there are big problems, and this is where we're at. And so I can understand these millennials and why they have given up. I do. I get it. All right, there's a lot more to say about this, but 10 minutes, so.